In this adventure, we plunge beneath the surface into a hidden world of exotic seafood. Species so rare, most people will never even see them, let alone taste them. Whole thing just comes out. These species can only be claimed by those willing to dive in and harvest them by hand. And some are so unique, they don't even appear in our state's official seafood records. So sit back and enjoy one of the most unique catch and cooks we've ever done. I promise you, in my opinion, that's better than the Dungeness crab. Guys, what is up and welcome back to another video. We are still in a very remote part of Washington. If you guys watched the last video, we absolutely messed it up on that catch and cook. It was insane. But today we're kind of switching pace and we're going away from the fish and we're strictly focusing on crustaceans, scallops, uni, sea urchin, barnacles of different kinds, just whatever we could find and get very creative with it. One thing people tend to forget living out here is we have some of the best and most expensive seafood right in our waters here. And even we kind of tend to forget, we focus on shooting fish because it's a little funner than, you know, picking scallops, for example, or barnacles of some kind. But they're a serious delicacy, and with the right preparation, you could be in for a treat, and that's exactly what we're hoping for today. Boys are locked and loaded. We got Colin running it back with us. Ian's gonna whack his first scallop, uni, barnacle combo. Derek's gonna be not doing any of that and going straight for the lingcod. Derek could care less about picking barnacles and whatnot. Dude just wants to whack fish for a living. So how much dogs you got?
4 of them.
He's about to jump in the water.
Yeah, he loves fishing.
Oh yeah, we're shallow. About 7 inches of water right there.
Right there, go home, Thor. Go home.
Nah, he's going down the other dock. Yesterday when we were pulling out, he had all 4 dogs chasing him down the road. They were trying to jump into the car, in front of the car, under the car. That was wild.
On the opener, I'll bring you, bud. Stop the opener. Go home.
Spot number 1. If you've seen in the last video, we got Ian officially diving. Our boy's getting the reps in, getting comfortable in the water. Are you gonna whack some sea life today?
Today is gonna be a bad day to be a scallop.
We're also getting a bunch of uni. I picked some up yesterday when we were diving. A lot of them were really empty, so we're gonna grab a bunch today just to be safe. Ian got a couple very delicious dishes planned with the uni. This area is not that deep. I wasn't seeing scallops here, so if you're not seeing scallops, grab any of the uni you see.
Cool.
Various sizes.
A lot of uni over here yesterday for sure.
Yeah, a lot of sea urchin. Various sizes, various colors. They're all good. Some are sweeter than others, but we'll figure that out later.
Cool.
Then we got Colin's gonna be up here. We're gonna be chucking sea urchins at you.
Yeah.
And are you gonna be doing a little fishing?
Yeah.
What are you gonna try to catch?
Jigging on the bottom and try to catch lingcod or rockfish, whatever I can get.
Bro, if you catch a giant lingcod right off this reef where we're diving, I'll be pissed. Imagine he just brings in a 4-foot lingcod. We're gonna release him right at the boat, and we'll be standing there with the gun.
If I see him reeling that thing up, whacking it.
Yeah.
Cut his line. Stat.
All right, see you guys in the water. Welcome back underwater. I know I said that we are focusing on exotic crustaceans and mollusks and a different seafood in this video, and we definitely are, but we put in way too much effort to dive these waters. Like I said, we're like 7 hours from home here, so I'm definitely gonna peek under a couple of rocks, maybe get lucky with a big old lingcod, because there's definitely some monsters living around here. And there's definitely nothing more that would haunt me than me being down here ripping some acorn barnacles off a rock and then having a giant lingcod just sitting there watching me or coming in to check out the action. Because that will happen oftentimes. You'll be ripping off scallops or picking up sea urchin, and that noise, the ruffling, it attracts bigger fish, so they'll come out and check you out or check out what's happening. And yeah, there's nothing worse than not being strapped at that moment to take advantage. So even though it's kind of a pain diving with a gun and the crowbar and a dive bag, it's almost critical to have on you. But here are these acorn barnacles that I'm talking about, and honestly, I'll kind of spoil this a little bit for you guys, but these things are going to steal the show in this video. We dive past them all the time. If you pay attention to all my underwater scenes. These acorn barnacles are abundant. Everything you're looking at is basically acorn barnacles, and they are, in this video, you'll hear me say that they're considered a crustacean. I don't know why I say that. They definitely are a crustacean, which means that they basically start their life as free-swimming larvae, and then they basically settle into a rock, cement themselves into a rock, and essentially it's like a non-moving crab. And guys, trust me, wait till they catch and cook. These things absolutely blow everyone's mind with how good they taste. The one real big problem with them, though, is these bigger ones, the single big volcano looking ones, they are really cemented to the rock, and they are kind of hard to get off without breaking them and messing them up. Hey, can you pass me my harvest bag?
Yeah.
So I'm literally going against my very own word that I said 30 seconds ago. I went back to the boat, dropped off the gun, grabbed the harvest bag, and just decided to focus on getting some exotic seafood. Because I was like crowbarring, had the gun in my hand. It was just a recipe for disaster. Pull the trigger accidentally, shoot myself in the leg. It's not really worth it. And plus, I could just tell we spent the first, 45 minutes focusing on maybe seeing some fish, and it was just really dead this morning. So I figured I'm going to prioritize getting some delicious seafood. I started off picking up a bunch of sea urchin. Obviously, you guys can tell these things are everywhere. They're completely out of control. They're not invasive, but their numbers have just expanded to a very unhealthy amount. They're destroying local kelp forests, which destroys the fish's habitat. So you grab as much. I mean, there's a limit on these, but between all of us, we didn't even come close to getting our limit. And then I started focusing on trying to figure out the best way to get these acorn barnacles. Obviously, you see here, there's like a whole stem of them growing, a whole system. And I learned that this is actually the best way. You're not drilling, spending 5 minutes drilling one acorn barnacle. Instead, you have a bunch of these. This one rock I'm holding here, or bundle of acorn barnacles, there's like 20 to 30 bites of acorn barnacle in there. You'll see when we cook it over the fire. It's so cool. This is definitely my new obsession of underwater foraging. I think it's a tiger rockfish. That's sick. That's really cool. Yeah, wow. This is actually my first time harvesting gooseneck barnacles by myself. I only tried them one time. That was with P&W. Samson got them for us when we did a catch and cook on the beach. But look how much goosenecks there are in this one thing. Wow. Whoa. This one got stripped hard, sadly. Here's a big one, but all these are good eaters. Once we heat them up, there's some big ones in here. Yeah. Once we heat them up, you just grab them, pull them out, start chomping on it.
They separate when you put them in the water, or no?
Once you heat them up, you can take them out. Come on, like this one. This is.
Can we grab any more stuff while we're here?
If you guys can, it's starting to rip. Like this. Good news is we got acorn barnacles.
Yeah, I paid attention. There's a lot of those things.
Yeah. And we got a lot of uni too. The whole time we were in there, I mean, you guys saw, I didn't see a single lingcod, not even a baby. At least yesterday we were seeing a lot of babies. So they're not legal for us, but we're with a native, and everything is legal for him. So I think this is a tiger rockfish. I've never seen one actually. But this is a nice one. Yeah,
those
I'm stoked.
are such a cool fish.
And then Ian whacked another rockfish. Ian is on the board today, guys.
Killer.
Colin snagged up, so we're gonna send Derek to go get your fancy lure.
Happens sometimes.
The current started cranking quick. We caught maybe 30 minutes of slack, and then it just started ripping. We're gonna try to pull the anchor now, and hopefully it's not stuck. Visibility though is phenomenal. It's as good as it gets for the Pacific Northwest. This is why we make that 6-7 hour drive out here, because the visibility is here. It delivers. Looks like you're on snag, big dog.
Yeah, how's it going? Thank you.
In some videos, the anchor being a thing.
Yeah, it can be a real pain. It can be really sketchy at times. Yeah. The current rips here in the strait. We have like 8-10 foot tide exchanges. So when you have all that force on the bow and the anchor stuck on something, then we got to send a diver to go dive on it. Things can go south quick. I think we just pulled it up. Nope. Talk too soon. We are fact not golden. Is he under me? Or stuck? Derek's gonna go dive it. Good news is, I think the boat's right over, so he could dive right under it. But the thing is, sometimes the boat is here, the anchor is here, so the diver needs to like go swim with all his might against the current, because when the current's ripping, it's hard. And then hopefully you find the anchor, because if you just swim down the line, you'll be swimming 60 feet.
Jeez.
And by the time you get down, you're kicking against the current, you're smoked. So, dude, we've been in some hairy situations with this anchor. Hey, you let me know when he drops. Oh, he's dropping. I'll put him forward.
So you're trying to make these things
Just create some slack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because also another thing is, when he's pulling the anchor, imagine he's pulling it out, and then it catches in a part of his leg or something, or arm, finger gets caught. It's a bad situation. You get trapped down there. You got it? That's why fishermen don't anchor in spots like this, because it's just, they just do drifts. Because yeah, you have to rip your anchor or like cut the line, which is expensive. It don't take much. No. So we pulled up to a second spot, just tucked in inshore a little, away from the current. There should be less current here, so we could dive, get a couple more urchin and a couple more acorn barnacles, and then we got another spot we're gonna go do scallops. It's gonna be our last spot of the day. Of course, a lingcod comes to check me out.
You want your gun?
He's not that big. I mean, you should shoot him. So this is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier, where a bigger fish will come out to check out the action because he hears all the ruffling. You can see this lingcod super chilled, kind of staying in the area. He was small, so I really wanted Ian to shoot him, because the previous day we really tried to get him on a lingcod, but we're unsuccessful. Hey, he's right under me. Hey, look where I'm pointing. He's laying right on that rock. I'm terribly sorry for this, but you guys know we don't do branded content on this channel, and the only way we're able to do that is by me selling some of the highest quality merch to you guys. I've spent months designing different changing towels, hoodies, hats, and everything in between. Almost everything is 100% cotton and of the highest quality. I just dropped a bunch of new tuna swag and some new camo hoodies. Everything is a limited drop, so once it sells out, that product will never be made again. And for the first time ever, only for people watching this video, I am offering a 10% off your entire order if you use code EXOTICSEAFOOD10 at checkout. Check it out on bigwaterguy.com. Come from this side, come at this angle, slow down, take your time, and take a shot. So I definitely dropped the ball here. Ian goes down to shoot his lingcod. I thought I was turning on the camera, instead I turned it off. So spoiler alert, he shoots his first lingcod.
Yeah, bud.
Ew!
Whacked him.
Ew! Get your hand on the other side of the shaft. Yep. And just swim that to the boat. Heck yeah, my boy. Good stuff, bro.
Thanks, dude. Thanks for putting me on.
Of course. Current's low-key starting to move. Yeah. Ian is officially a link killer. It takes a lot of Spiros a very long time to get their first link.
Dude, I am fired up.
So the reason why we moved inland a little, as you can see it's a little shallower here, is to get away from the current that's really picking up. And you could tell in this clip the current's already moving in here as well, which is bad because we still haven't got our scallops, and you know, we still wanted a couple more acorn barnacles and whatnot. And you can see in this clip, like, it's moving pretty good. I'm having to kick pretty hard against it to just stay in one spot. We rarely have fishermen on the boat when we're diving, so I wanted to go down and see what it looked like with Colin jigging up top, and you could see the jig moving up and down, and there's a couple of rockfish just circling it, not really seeming too interested in it.
You got a whole congregation of fish around your jig. They just don't want it.
They don't want it?
They don't like your jigging method. They said it's too aggressive.
I figured if Colin's going to be up in the boat doing the hard work by bringing in the fish for us and they're not going to bite, well, I'm going to go down there and not really ask them if they're looking to bite or not. Just do what a man has to do to put some food on the table.
This is that guy that wanted to steal your hook. Can you believe it?
This one is a general area. If you get them here, then that one will be better. But I'm pretty sure there's more on this one.
So spot number 3, we're pulling up to a specific scallop spot. We've actually never dove here. We're just getting intel from our homie Colin here. So hopefully he produces. So this whole general area, we know plenty of really good scallop spots. But the problem is the current is ripping so hard, they're just undiveable. So that's why we're trying out new areas. This one specifically where Colin recommended. It's a new spot. We never really dive it. You can tell the water's really green and dirty here. And sadly, there wasn't any scallops, but plenty of acorn barnacles. You can tell they're growing all over the place. They're really big. But like I said earlier, the problem with them is they're literally cemented to the rock. Like, I would be successful with 1 acorn out of 15. They're just really hard to pry off. But we did get a couple of donkeys, which I was stoked about. Something really important to note is I did some research on the Washington Fish and Wildlife looking into acorn barnacle harvesting, and I could not find anything. They're not even specified on their list of things you could harvest. So I had my buddy who has some people on the inside call them, and no one could really give us answers on how much we could take. Honestly, one of the Fish and Wildlife agents said that he didn't even know people harvest them. So it's a pretty gray area at the moment. Obviously, we're not going crazy with it. We only grabbed a couple just for dinner, but definitely keep in mind, and I'm sure this might have some developing regulations come out as time goes on, but for now, it's a pretty weird gray area. We weren't able to find scallops. The problem is, now the current's ripping, and all the spots that we do know that whole scallop, usually scallop, you'll find a lot of them past the 40-foot section, and the current's ripping. All the good spots we know, they're just undiveable right now because of the current. So we tried a couple other spots, and we had no luck. But good news is we do have more than enough for a solid meal. We got Ian, we're in good hands.
Yeah, no worries. No worries at all.
When you're with the natives, you can get on any boat you want.
This is his boat.
Oh, this is his boat?
Yeah.
This is your boat?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't we take this thing out? Would have been a lot funner diving off this thing. There's plenty of room. Bro, this is a fish's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
So you guys long lining, netting?
We long line. This is called a drum, and it's hydraulic. It's ran hydraulically. This line will go out the back, and as it's going out, we put anchor weight on there and a buoy. We start off with a buoy, and we set out as far deep as we are to the bottom, and then we set an anchor. The line's running from the bottom to the top of the boat, and as it's going out, we have these hooks. They're called snap hooks. We make them ourselves. We use garden hose, snaps, and swivel hooks. And then we get bait, and we bait up all the hooks before it goes out.
Dang.
And then as this line is going out, we snap the hooks on, and they go out the back. And then once it's time to pick, we go up to the buoy, one of those buoys over there. It'll be floating in the water, and we run it through the block up there, and then we run it through this block into that block, and then we pull all the line back in.
And then just fish are everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
How much line is on the drum?
I'd I'd say at least 6 miles worth. We do about 2 miles a set. Black cod and halibut.
And halibut.
Yeah.
So how much fish are you guys catching in one trip?
On the opener, you catch anywhere between 6,000 and 20,000 pounds easily. Our openers are usually 52 to 48 hours. And on a black cod trip, we try to go for at least 10,000 to 20,000 a trip. So
You guys are worried about us spearfishing.
yeah, they don't get away.
Like, you shoot too much fish. You got this guy.
Our boy's whacking 20,000 pounds.
I get yelled at for going spearfishing twice in 1 week. Is this OSHA approved?
Yes.
Yeah, it's also approved.
Okay, this railing is broken.
But this is where I sleep, and I can fish from up here too if it's super nasty weather and stuff.
Bro, let's go take this thing out for a rip. Bro, imagine when I can lingcod off this thing.
This has been in the family for 3 generations.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How much maintenance is it? I mean, are you constantly working?
It's
on
about
it?
$40,000 every year to do
Maintain
all
it.
paint, zincs. 1952 or 1960. Don't quote me.
So
That one's older.
this thing has seen
Yeah.
some stuff.
That's our troller, and this is our longliner.
Heck yeah.
I bring my Xbox and everything. Yeah, with the knots.
The rope is clutch.
Yeah.
Don't be
This thing been here
scared.
since 1950s?
That's close. Heading out, we push these poles out.
Wow.
These are called stabilizer poles. So these go out and swing out, and so they keep the boat from rocking too hard.
Not gonna lie. She has a little character to her. This is the OG salty dog right here. As much as I love and trust Colin at this point, I'd really hesitate getting on that boat. Sorry, Colin. I'm out. I've seen too many movies, bro. It's always these boats that don't come back.
Wow, this boat's been coming back since the 50s.
Yeah, it's a problem. The tour keeps going. Bro, this steering wheel is a vibe.
Check out our compass too.
That's really cool. Dude, I almost stepped into here.
Yeah, I know. Be careful. You go down
I was
there.
about to take a step back.
There's the bunks in the engine room down there. There's more bunks. Yeah.
You said
more bunks.
bunks?
Yeah. You wanna go check them out?
Like sleep?
Get down there, pal.
Engine room and bunks down there.
Someone's sleeping down there.
Yeah.
Probably multiple.
I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know if this whole captain life is for me.
Yeah, engine room.
Here, I go.
Yeah, it looks great. It's good. Nice. I'm out.
When you sleep down here, you can really hear the water smacking the boat.
You can also smell a touch of diesel as well.
Yeah. There's the motor.
And that was newer?
Yeah, this one's new. This one's new from Cummins.
How much is a new motor?
For the harness, installation, to pull it out, the old one, and put the new one in, it's about roughly 150 to 200,000.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Ow. We're getting the boat ready to get out of the water. Cleaning her up, getting all our gear out, and then I'm gonna fillet some of the fish we got. I'm actually really excited to fillet this guy, and more specifically eat him. Really cool thing about these lingcod is how blue this meat is.
I know.
It's insane.
The one where they got you sleeping, dude.
Dude, jiggling beef jerky in my face. We were doing
Look how blue this meat is. It's wild.
Dude, that's a big tiger right there.
I know. Yeah, they're not
I've
legal.
only seen one of these all year.
Really? Yeah, I was gonna say I rarely see them down there.
Yeah, first.
We're gonna eat this guy whole over the fire, so we're just gonna scale him. And just like that, we're ready for our catch and cook. Only thing I hope is that these uni are full, good ratios. Guys, this is why, ow, in the finger immediately. This is why uni costs so much, because you gotta hand harvest it, and this is just not good. Look at that. There's nothing in here. There's nothing. That's why we grab so many, because as insurance, this is crazy. I'm not even taking anything from that guy. There's nothing to take, really. Let's see what one of these smaller ones has to offer. We got a little gonad in here. And when I say a little, I mean a little. 1/2 uni. That's the yield right there. Interesting. This is just not gonna work.
Like that.
Exactly. This has been my biggest uni yet. Not gonna lie, this uni doesn't look like the most appetizing. I was trying to grab uni out of areas where there's a lot of kelp, which means they're fed well. I even remember getting one uni, he was actively had kelp in his mouth. These guys don't look too full. We're gonna be here for a while. It's a delicate process. There's a lot of them, and there's very little uni to be had, so hopefully we stumble into some fuller ones. I just cracked open a little one and found like the nicest looking one so far. Nice, vibrant orange, and this guy was like tiny, so life always teaches us over and over again. Bigger doesn't always mean better. Let's crack another small one open. Yeah, this one too, they're not bad actually. Let's try this one. We still have to hit a taste test how they are in quality. Excellent. Lately, more and more, the more I eat it, the more I enjoy it. Like ripping a couple gonads as dive fuel in between dives. I've been loving that.
Bro, look at that one.
Oh, dude, that's exactly what we're after right there. And that's a little purple one. So, see, we kind of got duped a little. We were going after the big, juicy ones.
Little fellas sometimes are packing. Is that what you're telling me?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm gonna need to hit this guy for the one time. Let's go see what Ian's up to. Oh, we're checking in on Chef Ian. Tell us a little bit about what we got going on today.
Today we're gonna make an uni carbonara risotto, and then we're going to make uni toast, which is just like a fancy piece of toast with like some like good tasting like butter on it with like miso and stuff. And then we're gonna do the wood fire rockfish.
Yeah, that tiger rockfish, we're taking it whole, putting it right over the fire, and gonna try that out. First time trying one. I mean, we legally can't get them, but since it was caught by the native, we could get away with a couple things today. So, and then we got acorn barnacles. Don't forget about the acorn barnacles. Oh, yeah. I'm super pumped on those. Once we get that fire going, I'm gonna just throw the acorn barnacles in there, and we're gonna start investigating what those are all about, because those are delicious. Gonna get a little fire going. She's going.
I put some kombu, which is a type of kelp, dried kelp, and I put some dried shiitake mushrooms in this pot here. Kind of make like a nice stock with that for the risotto. I'm also actually gonna throw in some of this miso. Yeah, put a couple tablespoons of that in there. Pan here is warmed up. Add a little bit of oil to there. We're gonna be working on this risotto a little more. We're gonna take some of this onion and ginger that I just chopped up and mix that in. Saute that up a little bit. We're making risotto today, and risotto you use something called arborio rice. All right, so the garlic is getting nice and fragrant in there. And I like to just toss a little bit of this in there. I'll probably use like about a cup. and then you toast the rice for a second. And that makes just like a nice texture and adds a nice flavor to things. And now we're gonna add probably about half of a cup of white wine. I'm working with some Chardonnay right now. Got some flames coming off of that. Not a big deal. All of the booze is cooked out. So now what I'm gonna start doing is I'm just gonna start adding stock to it, little bits at a time. All right, so that's looking pretty dry. Time to add a little bit more of the stock. That's all right, if a couple of those mushrooms get in there.
So I forgot that we got an expert on our hands who knows how uni works. He does commercial sea urchin harvesting. In general, why are a lot of them not full?
A lot of them are not full right now this season because it's mating season. Right now with their mating season, all row is going to be small due to the fact that the old row is dying and the new row is growing in.
So this jelly is the old row dying.
No, that's the new one. That's the new
okay.
row coming in, and this stuff is the old row dying. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys could see it's like jelly inside. That means the row is dying. I mean, that's the new row growing.
And this is what the seaweed looks like after they eat it. It looks like little fish food pellets.
Okay.
Yeah. That's their
makes
intestine, but these are little kelp that they ate. Right here is the kelp bites that they eat.
You learn something new every day.
Next thing I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be making a butter for uni toast that we're gonna be making. And I'm gonna toss in my garlic and ginger. And then, yep, starting to look a little dry. Time for a little more stock. Now I'm going to add a fair amount of soy sauce to this. I'm going to just dissolve that down a little bit. A little sriracha. I'll also add a little bit of miso to that. So yeah, this kind of thickened up from the sugar that's in there. And that like consistency is exactly what we are looking for. So now I'm going to take that over this butter. And that butter is just going to melt nice and slowly. Because if it melts really fast and too hot, then it separates. It breaks. So yeah, you're left with a nice, like, thick, kind of velvety sauce. That taste? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Something I've been extremely excited to do. We got the acorn barnacles, as you guys see, is a complex system. And I think the best way to do this, throw the whole thing in and just kind of play by eye. When it looks ready, it looks ready. So I'm gonna throw this whole donkey just straight into the fire. Might even put some wood over it, just to kind of let it do its thing. I'd say give that a couple minutes, maybe 10 minutes. You could take that one out. That one's probably ready. These first ones that I threw in are definitely ready as well. Some more work is just cool off for a sec. And these are definitely ready. Might be a little too ready, but this is good. I'm gonna put this guy right here. While we're waiting for those to cool down, we're gonna throw in the rest of the boys. Yeah, I'll throw this guy right here. And then we should throw more wood around it. Dude, that is a monster one. I like that. I blew his whole back out when I pulled him off the rock. We got all these little ones too. So, acorn barnacles are actually considered a crustacean. And the one time I did try it when we were up filming in Canada with the boys, PNW Samson, it straight up tasted like a crab.
So good.
Yeah. And it looks exactly like a crab. Colin's never had an acorn barnacle, which is crazy.
You want to try that one?
Talk about greatness, dude. Whoa. 30 years of life, I've been missing out.
Dude, for real, this is like
You want to try
arguably better than a crab. I'm not kidding.
You've been swimming past them every day.
Yeah. Second guess of my life right now, dude.
These things are still super hot.
Thank you.
The whole thing just comes out. Just like this, straight out the shell. There's still a lot of meat in here. Might need to get a fork and execute that guy. I would be in a terrible place if I put that whole thing in my mouth and shut it.
I was wondering what was inside there.
Oh, it's scorching hot. I don't know what the yellow stuff is. If I were to take a guess, it'd probably be some sort of gonad. The more I eat out of the ocean, the more I realize that the gonads or whatever we're eating is usually the best part. Mm.
These are absolute monsters.
Yeah, dude. It's a great appetizer.
This is all gone.
No, there's one right here. There's a bunch of little ones. They're mostly burnt, like this one right here. See, you need a fork and get in there because there's still a lot of good meat on here. Oh! Bro,
What happened? It blew up on
that whole thing just blasted all over me like a volcano.
This one's about to blast.
That was hot, dude.
Look at that.
Now we know there's a safety hazard included with eating these things. Wow, and I just dropped that best piece. I had something really good going there. Let's see what. Straight up like all the crab meat. You don't want to break them because then it's hard to cook them because the bottom here is very sensitive. So crowbarring them off, you got to be really careful because this just, like that one I pulled off where I blew out his whole bottom, it just breaks right off. But that one was, speaking of which, we still got a little. That's spectacular. This is the one that blew up all over me. He's gonna have to pay the price.
That was good. Dang.
It's empty. Okay.
Last one I ate was top tier.
Things are so good, it's not even funny. I promise you, in my opinion, that's better than the Dungeness crab. The meat's just like way more lobstery. Wow.
So now our risotto is exactly where we want it to be. This here is all the uni. I'm gonna take a couple of egg yolks for my chickens at home. So just the yolk, mixing that straight in with the uni. Put 2 yolks in there. Now I'm gonna take the whisk, I'm gonna whisk this up really hard. That's uni and that is egg, and it looks really gross. And I'm gonna mix it into the risotto. It's cool because there's like little chunks of uni in there, and the egg just makes it nice and creamy. I'm just gonna chop up a couple of chives just for a little garnish.
Derek got an idea. Take some of Ian's secret sauce.
The sauce maestro.
Get a little bit of that. Bro, I already could tell you right now.
We're gonna need to hit that stat.
Colin, you're gonna need to get on that too. Oh! That's hot. That one's too small. We need to get you a bigger one here. Try to get this one right here. Okay. Yeah, I'll bring this one to Ian. Alright, all the boys are finna hit this here, Ian. We got a good thing going here, boys. We got a really good thing going.
Holy crap.
Our boy Ian does not mess with the sauces.
Ever.
Hey, 10 out of 10.
These things are crazy. When they're in the water, you're swimming by, and this thing opens up, and these hairs come out, and they're just feeding actively. I'm guessing just micronutrients. Whatever they're eating, though, creates some really good meat.
The equivalent of a guy looking for change in his couch.
Worse. A lot worse. Ooh. Bro. Colin, I think you gotta hit this one. I think this is all Colin right here.
Say less.
He's going straight for the sauce.
Straight to the sauce.
Found another little bump. It's the gift that keeps giving. Hold on. Dude. Hold on, ready? This is insane. Ian, you gotta hit this.
Miso glaze thing, I'm going to just dip one side in there. A little bit of creme fraiche. Kind of like mix it with that stuff. And we're going to take some nice tongues.
Oh, that's crazy. We did this just for aesthetics, but all right, see what she's about.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bro.
That's fire.
That was amazing.
Smacks.
Yeah. You got the ricotta covered in uni, plated it all nice. Let's rip it. All right, bro. Could put down a lot of that. That's dangerous business.
Oh man.
A little more just in case.
Yeah, let me just double check what that tastes like.
Unreal. That was so good.
Russian sand the whole thing.
Is that good? Is that yummy? Yeah. It's time for us to throw the tiger rockfish on the fire.
I'll just make it cook a little faster.
That was fun.
Our rockfish is coming to a finish. So we got the same bread and sauce and creme fraiche that Ian had for the uni. We're just gonna put some rockfish on it now. Okay. I want a little more sauce on top. This just looks insane.
Was that acorn barnacle?
Explosion.
Glad this fish was in town.
Yeah, this sauce is the mixture and everything.
Should I do it?
This is the equivalent to the best pulled pork sandwich you've ever had in your life, times 5. These meals are seriously insane. We truly have a good thing going out here. That was all, however much meals we just had were top notch, seriously. Guys, to top off a day like that with a meal like that is exactly what Pacific Northwest dreams are made of. That was just as good as it gets. We got the boys. We're gonna pack all this up, and then we got like a 6-7 hour drive home, and then it's back to the scheduled program. So
Thank you, brother.
we met him yesterday on the side of the road. He's been with us ever since. Vibing on the boat, eating, cooking, helping with everything. It's been a lot of fun. Ian, once again, crushes it. Guys, he has his own thing going. He's a private chef. He does catering all around Vancouver, Portland area, Savvy Food Co. I'll tag him in the description below. You already know, I don't have to tell anything. You guys seen his work. This dude smacks. You guys will obviously be seeing Ian more on the channel because everyone can get used to this. This is just like, feel very spoiled being out here with the boys, sharing these memories, sharing these meals. And then a huge thank you to all you guys who have been watching and supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Yo!